2, 1.
Welcome to Combiner Wars Thunderdome, also known as Off the Shelf Episode 79. As I read the, it's not 79, it's 72. Sorry,
72.
This is what happens when my screen on my phone turns off for literally the second I need the information on the run sheet. This is Off the Shelf Episode 72. We are recording live on August 5th, 2016. It's going to be a good throwdown because there's 3 of us who like comics, there's 1 of us who doesn't, and there's 4 of us who didn't like Combiner Wars, at least Episode 1. Off the Shelf is the podcast for Transformers Collectors Club Australia. I am Jason. Joining us this week, we have Brad, as usual. How are you doing, Brad? As usual.
Oh, hoi hoi.
Hoi hoi, as usual. Joining us once more from the sunny, the sunny climbs up north. I hope it's sunny. It's been terrible in Sydney this week. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've managed to cut myself in 2 places at the start of the podcast, so
none of the 2 places were your dreadlocks.
No, that would be great if it was. Then I wouldn't be bleeding everywhere.
And joining us from Adelaide is the westernmost member of the podcast crew, Max Tippy. How are you doing, Max?
I'm good. I'm just reeling in rapture from the sheer unrecruited quality of Combiner Wars.
I do apologise. You are the only person that I've introduced with a full name on the podcast. So if anyone does want to actually cyberstalk you, they now can find you. So, well, sorry about that. Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen at that point. That's actually a little bit awkward.
You revealed his true name, and now he's died.
I did. It's like I've just revealed that Bruce Wayne is Batman or something.
No,
Pokemon Go.
you all just froze.
Yes, no, you froze.
That or I froze. Okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, how are we doing, everyone?
It's a good night.
Yeah.
I've been going back to some of my favourite movies of childhood. Going into
Transformers the movie, and Transformers the movie, and Jurassic Park.
No. Yes, no. No.
Are you sure?
No, I've my shifts have changed, having to go to bloody Melbourne at night time. I haven't been getting back until 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes leaving Melbourne at 9 o'clock and going all the way through to Canberra and getting there at 5 o'clock in the morning, which has been super fun time. So I've needed some DVDs or movies to get me through that stint, and just going back
aren't you supposed to be watching The Road?
Oh, it's always there. It doesn't move. It's all right. Going back, some of the old ones. Aussie hit Dirty Deeds with Brian Brown and very young, Sam Rockwell, Sam Worthington, before he started lathering up in Leather and Lace.
Leather and Lace?
What movies are you watching?
Sword and Sandals, all the war for Warcraft.
Wasn't Sam Worthington in Terminator?
Yeah, he done that. He done Wrath of the Titans and all those ones. Rewatched Ghostbusters 1 and 2 with the extended edition of Blues Brothers, which was exceptional. That got me there. I've just been on a movie hype.
You've watched more movies while you're supposed to be working driving a truck than I've seen this year.
Yeah.
The Transformers Collectors Club Australia does not advise driving on any roads frequented by Brad Ostron Prime.
Watching movies while you're driving.
You'll never see him coming, and he won't see you coming either.
And I definitely won't see you going.
I believe I may have done this joke on the podcast a few weeks ago, but this will be what happens if you happen to step in front of Brad's truck while he's watching a movie.
If you're playing Pokemon Go, stay at home.
People playing Pokemon Go get what they deserve.
I haven't yet.
To catch them all.
Fans doing what fans like to do. That sounds like people that want to watch Combiner Wars. So let's get into it in a bit.
Before we move on to that. So, in the spirit of watching things, I mentioned last week on the podcast that I had decided that I should probably find out more about what had happened in Robots in Disguise. So I have actually now completed Season 1 of Robots in Disguise, and I'm a few episodes into Season 2. It does improve, but it is still a bit of an acquired taste, but it's still pretty fun. I'm at the point where I can actually say, yeah, no, I'm enjoying watching it, but it's still really, really odd. I find, like, you've got Optimus Prime, who was, dead. Dead, yeah. Optimus Prime, who sacrificed himself and flung himself into the depths of Cybertron at the final moment of Transformers Prime, and he's been mysteriously resurrected, of course, now, and he's now facing such pedestrian dangers like falling off a cliff. And it's like, how the mighty have fallen. But I also find it kind of funny, and this actually will go to some of the discussion about Combiner Wars later as well. Excuse me. I also find it kind of funny that there's this young, vibrant cast, and they're all like, "Hey, blah blah blah, let's do this." And like, all of their voices are so well cast for their characters, and then in the middle of it all, you go blah blah blah. Bumblebee, I have returned to save the world, and it's like it doesn't. His voice doesn't fit the rest of the cartoon, and I kind of feel like it might maybe be time for Cullen to hang up the I always have to do Optimus Prime thing, or maybe it's time for fans to give that up, because it really does sound.
Gary Chalk. Hashtag Gary Chalk.
Maybe they should get a hashtag to voice Optimus Prime. I don't know how that would work, but
I've got no idea how this shit works.
that has not been demonstrated any more clearly than the last 30 seconds. I nearly made Brad snarf his drink. That's awesome. But yeah, maybe it is time for them to just go, you know what, Pete, you can be the voice of Prime in the movies, where like we have some budget to process your voice and fix things up and stuff. Otherwise, maybe we'll get someone else. Maybe that someone will be John Bailey.
Oh, I thought you were going to say John Ryan.
Oh.
It could be. Maybe that someone could be John Ryan. Come on, John. John, give us your Prime. Give us your freedom as the right of all sentient beings.
I don't even think I can do a Prime.
Come on. You can do it.
Dreadlocks are the right of all sentient beings.
Yeah. No. Transform and roll out.
You just made your voice deep. You just made your voice deep. You didn't disguise you didn't disguise your accent or anything. I didn't realize this was your method.
Yeah. Well,
Fair enough.
Normally then we'd go digitally edit it and synthesize it and stuff, But...
Did you just wink at the end of that sentence?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Synthesize it. Uh-huh.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jason.
We've got no idea what you're talking about either.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, who thought Combiner Wars was shit? There's an odd silence befalls the podcast.
Shit's...
No one wants to be the one to say it.
Shit's not harsh enough. No, I mean, yeah, it was so full of promise, but it just leaves me feeling empty and want needing more.
Yeah. Okay, so
are we doing this?
Wait. Yeah, let's do this now. The first episode of the Machinima series Combiner Wars did hit the interwebs this week after 4 I'm going to say, after 4 prequels that were received with mixed feelings by us and the internet alike, Episode 1 debuted yesterday, was it, or the day before, or whatever? But I don't think I've ever seen. Such a flurry of reaction around things as much as I did when this got posted into the TCA discussion group. Excuse me. The general consensus from our group appears to be no, thank you. Nobody really liked it very much. Actually, no, that's not true. There were a couple of posts in the group from people who said that they absolutely adored it.
There was some love.
There was some love for it. I'm fairly certain that those people watched the wrong YouTube video, or they may have actually been watching this has been removed from your country due to a copyright claim by Machinima. They may have watched that still for 5 minutes.
I still believe they found an early leaked trailer for Transformers 5, but that's a conversation for another time.
Either that,
Brad, go.
You say
Brad,
four mediocre trailers leading into it. Everything I've seen in those trailers is in that. I don't care. Okay, yes, the first Prime one was sort of flash animation, whatever else. I've seen that design. I've seen designs of the characters. They are in this. My biggest hang-up with this, and the one reason I did not complete... I'd actually today completed watching it, even though it was just with my son to show him, and I clocked out at the 2-minute mark.
Did you cover his eyes?
No, he covered his own eyes. I do not need some sort of surfer dude voicing Menasor. I understand in the comics that the combiners aren't dumb like G1, but I don't need some surfer dude voicing a combiner.
The council's going to build an army of combiners, man.
Just
one combiner goes.
Just on that, let's talk about the relative intelligence of combiners in the comics. Like the comics versus the show. Like I actually don't see that in the comics. So like where you say I understand that the combiners aren't dumb. I don't think that's necessarily the case. Like in general, in the comics, when the combiners are combined, they have the different coloured speech bubbles to indicate that they're a different entity and stuff. And all of the the dialogue is very simple.
I thought just Devastator was dumb. Like,
they say it works like it's just the collective, all of the members' minds, which is why when Prowl's part of Devastator, he's smart.
So...
But if anything, that should make them smart. That's 5 minds.
That's the thing. It's either 5 minds combined makes you super intelligent, or 5 minds combined makes you Dinobot.
No, it doesn't make you dumb. It just means that you have 5 minds that are vying for control all the time and possibly not working in harmony. That's
what G1 showed. That's what G1 showed with all the combiners. Now that's a whole separate thing. I do not want to compare this to G1. I just commented in the group during the week. Combiners, okay, they seem to be intelligent, and I got told to read the comics. Well, that's all fine.
Reading's for nerds.
If they were viable, they'd have to have some sort of intelligence. You couldn't really have all these combiners running around if they combine and then all they're going to do is argue these 5 collective minds fight for control.
But they're big brutes. Bruticus, smash, dumb.
I'm not actually sure that you've described any particular combiner rather than just all of them.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's G1, and again, I don't want to try and compare the two or whatever else. G1, when Starscream made the Combaticons, and they combine, when Devastator combines, when any of the G1 bots combine, apart from Piranacon, Computron, and Predaking, because I have not seen that because that's all. What they do is
Actually, just for the night, if I do disagree with anything that someone says, I am just going to pass it and move on.
You just need to create a library of Brad's sound effects.
Yeah. But just
I have been.
Surfer Dude, Menasor, the fact that two combiners can sit there and just go, they fight, and one punches off another arm and another leg off Computron, and Menasor takes no damage. Okay, he's a Decepticon.
Yeah, like, what were they just eternally falling, and they just eternally falling and ran into each other? Like, oh, hey, let's start fighting. Like,
no, they're punching. I don't have enjoyment in this because that's only the first 30 seconds. It gets worse when they take to the planet and destroy one building, and all of a sudden Windblade is a homicidal bitch, which... no, I'm not even going to get into it. Yeah, okay, alright. Someone that likes it, talk.
No, so you touched on this earlier. You touched on Menasor sounding like a surfer dude, and I think if you look at the cast that they've selected, they've determinedly not gone for classic voices. They've got John Bailey, who's the voice from the guy from Honest Trailers, who legitimately does voiceover and voice acting, but everyone knows him as the voice of Honest Trailers. No, that's fine. But let me finish. Yeah. But they've got John Bailey to do Prime, and we all picked up that Prime's voice was weird, and I specifically wanted to point this out because I did just say maybe Peter Cullen shouldn't actually be Optimus Prime all the time anymore. But we've all seen the Combiner Wars stuff that's got Prime in it and just gone, oh shit, why didn't you get Peter Cullen? Fact of the matter is that if you're not going to get Peter Cullen, maybe you should stop getting that person to do an impression of Peter Cullen's Prime, because that's all it comes. That's all it sounds like they're doing. They're just trying to do an impression of the person that they couldn't afford. Similarly, there's voice. So like I said, they've determinedly not gone for the known cast. So I believe when we see Victorion, she's voiced by someone who's a YouTube star, and I think
I had no problem with that voice. Just
no, I'm talking about Victorion.
Oh. Okay, so I meant Windblade. Okay, kick it.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a problem with Windblade's voice. I had a problem with the direction for Windblade, which is that, like you said, she's suddenly a homicidal maniac. It feels like. So, we've been talking about this all night already before the podcast. So, there's a problem, I feel, in the way that they've adapted the material. And I never felt like Combiner Wars was the strongest of comics anyway. Like, if you're really in the IDW comic pantheon, then you're after More Than Meets the Eye. And you know that between seasons of More Than Meets the Eye, when they stop and they do a crossover event, it's a bit of a break for the regular creative team. Different people come in, they take over things, and they make they take More Than Meets the Eye and they just co-opt it for a few issues, and then they get back to the main story. And so that's what they did with Dark Cybertron, and then with Combiner Wars. I really felt like Combiner Wars was a pretty weak story. It felt like there was a plot that was decided that things had to happen, and they didn't really have a very good reason for them happening. And it feels like with the series, someone's gone out and sort of half read all the comics, and they're like, look at these cool battles. Oh my god, Windblade's in Combiner Hunters. That's so good. Let's make Windblade a Combiner Hunter. She can hate all the combiners. And Brad's machine is making a weird amount of noise for some reason.
What is Brad doing?
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think Brad's dot matrix printer has kicked in.
But my printer decided to come to life.
So, quite correct. Yes. But it feels like they've latched. It feels like they've latched onto certain aspects of the characters without really getting a grasp for who those characters are. Hence, Windblade is a combiner hunter, and she wants to kill all the combiners because she was in that toy set as a combiner hunter. I don't really like the fact that they've offed a couple of characters already in the first 5 minutes of the show, and it seems like that stuff's done more for show than for providing a good plot. I can't believe the creators made such a big thing out of creating this new character to pair up with Windblade, and they've killed her off in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Now, I have a feeling that someone's going to die every episode.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Maxima is that they tried to sort of fold Chromia's character from the comics into Windblade, and then I guess they must have gone, I feel like Windblade still needs a companion, and so we just brought her in and then killed her off. So now she has an emotional involvement.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it out there that what we're seeing in episode 1, that's a prelude. No, not prelude. We're gonna see 1 or 2 episodes happen before that, because we need to see beforehand why Computron and Minosaur are coming through the space bridge to Camulus. We're going to see before this why Windblade.
Can I just say I find it hilarious that despite the character existing for 2 years, you are determined to call her Windblade.
I need to bring this up from the last 3 episodes when we're talking about, and not only us, I've heard on other podcasts and I listen to a lot. It is always Windblade, not Windblade.
Yes, but it's written in front of you.
Where?
Everywhere.
Okay, but I'm just saying that we are not the only ones. We are not the only ones.
You are not the only one. That's fine, but the rest of us get it right.
Yeah, well, Windblade.
To be fair, Windblade is a much better name.
Windblade was the girl that died. It's Windblade now.
That's the thing.
I'm just saying, right? If you're gonna criticize it, like at least demonstrate that you've paid attention to it.
I do not criticize the character. I criticize the character.
No, I'm talking about the work. Because we are talking like if we're gonna criticize it, at least get the details right, you know.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened. That's weird.
That was very rated. Okay.
I had to cough some let's go. Yeah, I don't think this first episode, The Fall, is supposed to be the first episode. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 episodes before that are going to lead up to it. I hope so. After this, I'm only going to be listening to what you guys report on it because I'm out. I'm not doing anything. Combiner Hunters, Combiner Wars, whatever it is, I'm out.
Let's talk about the animation style.
It looked good. Like I'm all for how it looked and everything, but it's just it's just over too quick, and the fact there's just things that. No, I'm not saying negative about it in the bad way, but like how they died. Like Computron obviously died real quick, and then Mensor.
No. But let's talk about the animation style.
Yeah. But no, the animation's great. I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's like it was a great show. Like I said, like it looked great, and I'd want more. But that's why it's just so disappointing because it's just so short.
The animation's great if you look at it spread out.
No, it's still good. Like it's not. Everyone complains about the frame rate, like and go, there's not that many frames. But like I watch a lot of different anime and manga, and like it's really not that bad. It's pretty good, and they haven't done a bad job in animation, but it's just so short-lived, really, there's certain bits that you can argue and say they need to put in more detail or frame rates, but it's still decent. Like I like it.
So in general, I found like the character designs are all right. I feel like it's kind of a cell shaded style. It's not so much cell shaded, but they've got the black outline on things to give it the look of like a cartoon. And
I think that's to do with the program they use. It always just does that.
Well, that's. I mean, it's CG rendered, so like it's obviously a stylistic choice to do it that way. But I feel like that that it actually gives the characters sort of a feel of Transformers Energon, where the character models were actually pretty close to the toys. They had the black outlines, and everything sort of moved around in a little bit slightly robotic fashion. And I didn't really see anything in the direction of the episode that really gave me a lot of hope. But there was one scene that I quite appreciated, and it was the scene where I think it was Windblade who was flying around Menasor, and the camera was always behind Windblade, focused on Menasor, and so as she flew around him, you got like a full 360-degree shot of Menasor, and like I thought that was fairly impressive. That's something that you couldn't have done easily in the older cartoons, but it also at the same time, like, I didn't feel like it added that much to the episode. It was just sort of like we want to do something funky with the camera now for 10 seconds.
Yeah, there was a few of those moments that definitely were just trying to hype it up. I feel like scenes that were, like you're saying there, just seem more than what it was. Like, like make it seem like the soundtrack and everything does make it seem like it's real intense, but like, once again, it's just not, like, because it's so quick that you think, well, that's not really that intense. Like, even the chick dying, like, it's meant to be sort of sad, but they don't, they don't really leave it on that scene for very long. She's just sort of like, and upset, and then like, I'll kill you.
and then Windblade cried.
Mm.
Yeah, Windblade cried. We never saw it.
But they are real living beings. You got to remember, like, they may be mechanical, but they've still got emotion.
Okay. No, okay, but like,
do they
crying,
have a tear duct?
That's my point, right? Yes.
We don't. Yeah, like, I know what you're saying, but you got to. I just want to raise of emotion.
I just want to raise it. How is that different to Bumblebee pissing on someone?
Yeah,
because
that's Michael Bay.
Came out.
We don't talk about Michael Bay.
No. When Bumblebee pissed on someone. No, when Bumblebee pissed on someone, actual liquid came out. This is literally Windblade holding her dead friend, and the camera sort of cutting away, and all you hear was.
in G1, they've clearly laughed, and if they can laugh, they can cry, because laughing's an emotion, so crying's an emotion. Shut
up, Spock.
So come on. It's only fair.
I'm watching it now. I don't mind the Computron voice. I love how it's sort of the computer error, whatever else.
Computron was perfect.
I have no issue with the animation at all. Even these two taking on Menasor, even the transformation, they've got the blah 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 whatever else, but it's just.
Are you watching it with the volume?
No. Yeah, I am, and I'm turning it off because Menasor just spoke, and that just makes me want to go to the toilet. That is so fucking bad.
So here's the thing, right? Part of what makes it so bad when they're talking is the fact that the lip sync is so off.
Yeah, that
just
really doesn't
so
help.
Yeah,
bad.
Jackson, you said the animation reminded you of Transformers Energon. That's about the same, but have the same range. It's about the same as Transformers
the Japanese
Energon. It has the same. Right.
The Japanese have a pretty good go with lip sync.
Yeah, no, but
in terms of
that's
the range
to
of
the
facial
Japanese
expressions.
voices. It won't be working for the English voices.
Oh shit, no. If you're got the dub happening, then yeah, it's going to be off, of course. But
I believe there's one point where someone said that one of the characters' mouths kept moving after they were finished speaking as well.
I just said Menasor don't do it. Menasor does. He sits there and flaps his trap. Oh, you look like one of the city speakers, and you are Windblade.
Hello there. Are you a city speaker, man?
Yeah, goddamn city speaker. How about you come back here and polish my glove? I made my cup. I made my cup.
Did you just have a fix-it moment?
Yeah, I did. Okay.
I think I'm done with this.
Sexual assault fix-it coming to a store near you.
I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair.
A wimp chair.
Wimp chair. Alright. We've got a lot to get to, so this is taking up too much time.
So this is the thing that we were talking about earlier. Now, those of I mean, there are those of us in the group there are those of us on the podcast right now who are fans of the comics and do not feel that this accurately represents the comics. And there are those of us in the group. There's one of us in the group who hasn't read the comics and feels that this accurately represents them.
There's also one person in this group that seen this as being, we're bringing the comics to life. We're going to animate the comics.
I haven't seen that discussion. Where was that?
Oh, give it a year. It'll come up in the year ago today. I swear.
No, it'll be somewhere in the making of video when this is released on the DVD. But sure.
They look like the toys that are out. So well, that's it. It's related to the Combiner War toys.
But so this is the thing, right? This is not the comic. It's not.
And I'm glad you're saying that. Yeah.
It doesn't have the build-up. It doesn't have the years of story that leads onto this, and I feel like that. So where Combiner Wars occurred in the IDW Comics storyline, it occurred in the middle of a story. Like there's stuff that's happened before, there's stuff that's happening afterwards, but trying to take that and bring that setting over to a very limited run series. This is a series of 8 episodes, maximum. Excuse me, maximum 5 minutes each. It's not like we're going to get like 7 or 8 minute episodes or anything. We're more like the next episode is more likely to be 3 or 4 minutes long. And so
I believe the word you're looking for is shoehorned.
Yeah, no. So things are getting shoehorned into it, but there are also things that don't translate well into that process. So, so we're aware that there's a council. We know that there's a couple of bots that are on it. So we know that it's Windblade, it's Optimus, and it's Rodimus. Now, Rodimus is on the council.
Yeah, it's Starscream, Rodimus, and the Mistress of Flame.
Starscream is the ruler of Cybertron.
The Mistress of Flame. I've got a cigarette lighter in my hand. What the fuck?
Okay. You've got the long hair as well. So this is the thing, right? There's so much that's gone on before. So there's so much that's gone on before Combiner Wars in the comics, so that the Mistress of Flame is not a laughing stock. But you can't just bring that into a mainstream. I'm going to say mainstream, but that's probably not true. Into a series like this, where people haven't read the backstory comics, they don't know this, but you can't just bring it in and have it function like that. You need to adjust the setting. They've adjusted it. Like they've ignored more than meets the eye. They've got characters that are on the Lost Light, and they are on Cybertron in the Combiner Wars cartoon. Sorry about that, guys, but more than meets the eye doesn't exist here. The Lost Light hasn't left Cybertron, and that's kind of the thing that everyone wants more. We want an ongoing series set on the Lost Light. We don't want Combiner Wars. Hasbro.
That's the thing. That's the staple of the comics. So this isn't a comic adapted show. This is a totally new thing based on 2 cell toys, which admittedly have come and gone, but props for effort.
Yeah, it's based on like a 5-issue series from last year.
Yeah, and that's where it makes it worse, because up until all announcement of this and everything else, so it was, you were saying Megatron's doing his Autobot, whatever else, Lost Lamppost, everything happening over there, and that's shut up. That's happening over there, and then all of a sudden they're going we're going to do a Combiner Wars 5-shot or whatever else. Guess what? We have an enigma of combination, and it's going to make combiners. Here we got a year and a half of combiners coming in. We're going to try and write them in, whatever else. After a year and a half and 8 issues, it's still an enigma, and Wingblade's going to come in, and because
it's not a problem to be solved.
No,
it's the MacGuffin of combination.
That's true.
Enigma
but so is the matrix of leadership.
But this is the thing, right? But this is the thing, right? In the comics, you understand why the Enigma of Combination is so powerful, and they've spent a good deal of time trying to get it, trying to control it, and like they're still fighting over it in the comics. And so, like I said, it's called the Enigma of Combination. It's not a problem to be solved. You don't sit down and work it out. It's an artifact. No, I'm just saying because you did your little quotation.
Yeah, I know. But we commented last week that after a certain amount of time that it's no longer an enigma. It's just a combination. Yeah, that's all. That's all I was getting to. Yeah.
But so the thing is that but to the point in the comics, like this thing's been going on for 2 years. Like there's been a good 15 to 18 issues that have gone on around trying to find the Enigma of Combination, trying to control it, trying to ship it back to Cybertron, trying to take it back to Earth. There's been all of this stuff that's gone on about it. You can't get that backstory into the thing. So now they're just like, the Council's got the Enigma of Combination. They're going to make an army. But you know what? If the Council consists of Prime, Rodimus, the Mistress of Flame, and Windblade, maybe it's okay if they have the Enigma of Combination. Maybe it's okay if they make more combiners. Why is it such a bad thing? Thanks, Menasor. Just go back to the beach.
Quick, this is my last on this. Is there a Grimlock in this comic?
Haven't. So Grimlock in the IDW universe is the prisoner of a group of Decepticons called the Scavengers, who are kind of like likable larrikins, and they've been trying to re-educate him back to normalcy because he used to be quite intelligent. He's lost his cool, and they've only just recently released him from captivity, and he's now actually hanging out with them.
Okay.
So it's acknowledged that Grimlock is super powerful.
Okay. Is there an Insecticon? Do we have a kickback chop shop?
Yeah. There's been a swarm.
Yeah, they're all there.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
What? Why is this disturbing news?
I'm just trying to.
Probably thinks he lost.
In actual fact, the Insecticons are probably responsible for sort of most of the bad shit that's gone on in the first 2 years of Robots in Disguise.
That's not helping.
Why? What's wrong with this?
We'll get to it in a later article. Okay. I need to think some more about a character that might not be in the comics.
Why? Where are you going with this?
Who knows?
You'll find out after
we'll get there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, cool.
I'm just trying to find a comparison. All right.
It is time for the news. Which you know what that means. Yeah. if by no, you mean time to share my screen.
Oh, there's two.
I was gonna say, did we actually do the intro?
We did.
I think we just started talking about that.
We did. We did the intro, and then we decided that Brad was wrong, but kind of right.
I thought we decided that before we started.
Yeah. It's okay. There's such a thing as theatre, Max. We must reach a conclusion in the podcast, regardless of whether or not we decided it beforehand.
Repent, or you shall not be a collector. I do not understand my hand. Shut up. What?
Okay. So, at Cybertron Con last week, or a few days before that, Hasbro came to Cybertron Con with a few pictures of their upcoming Titan class Triptychon. Just enough to whet people's appetites, and that was what made Brad sit up and take notice.
What is
the
appetite?
Just enough to
the appetite, apparently.
So they shared a few pictures showing some Titan Masters wandering around the base, just to make him look a little bit larger, right? You know,
A lot larger.
a lot larger.
Actually,
He does look pretty big. It's kind of funny that they're very fixated on this one area of Trypticon. It's like you can see the same door and the same piece of wall in the background of all the shots.
And a very short and crappy ramp heading off there, where the original one was a lot longer.
Yeah, imagine trying to he might be sitting up on something to elevate that part, but imagine trying to drive up that.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive, baby.
There's the money shot.
That's
right?
the money shot. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So do we know if the Titan class Trypticon is actually going to be motorized like the original?
No, I do not believe anything's been said about electronics motorization.
So they've drawn special attention to like the top of his front leg here if he's not going to be motorized.
But that's the G1 bot. That clear piece and the art on it.
Yeah, I thought it was just because it was the clear plastic that they were showing it off. Like, hey, look at this bit, it's clear.
And maybe they're trying to say it a little bit more articulated.
Do we know if it's going to be as big as Metroplex and Fort Max?
You would hope so.
I've heard it's 2 foot long, like it's laid Metroplex over, and it's that long, like it's like it's not going to be as tall.
Tail sort of thing. Like
yeah, just between the head and the tail as a dinosaur, it's going to be.
Yeah.
I need to keep this in the screen, like.
So do we know when Trypticon is coming to market?
Next year, late next year.
Oh, late next year. This is so far in advance. It's not funny.
I thought it was.
But it's
2016.
good. No, it's next year. But it's good to see they've got designs up.
Yeah, this will probably be their big toy fair next year.
Yeah, it probably is. It'll probably be at SDCC next year, actually. But like, you can likely assume that rather than just having their designs up, there is probably a team of people working on this all the time.
And guess what? You're going to get a fluoro purple one for SDCC, and you'll get one with a second gun for Takara.
There'll be an extra row of teeth in the Takara version to commemorate that episode where they had the animation error that gave him 2 rows of teeth.
Yep.
I never had a G1 one, so if they have a few different paints, paint apps on it'll be good to see. I'll just take whichever one I think looks the best.
I never had the G1 Trypticon either until Toys R Us accidentally sold them for $70 each.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
All right, let's move on. Trypticon's all well and good. What we really want is this dude, right? Kick back the final of the 3 Legends Insecticons. They've been releasing these guys at what, 1 per year, have they? Or I think they skipped a year somewhere.
It was it was 2013 to 2015. Now to be skipping another year, 2017.
Yeah, this will be 2017 as well. Fair enough. And there's a couple of heads there that we don't really. Fair enough. A couple of heads. Kick back. Yeah, look at that dude. He looks awesome.
Yeah,
he's done a very good job.
Perfect.
They've even got that the translucent chest in there as well. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Chest is gorgeous.
So
of course, we are looking at the render. The actual bot would probably be shit.
Yeah, good point.
If they got it out earlier, I reckon it would have been a bit better. But since there's so many third-party ones now of the 3 bots, so many collectors would just have them instead.
It's only Legends though, so
yeah, it cost you $20 per month.
Yeah, you're not looking at masterpiece scale.
No, that's right. But you want it all.
Oh, what's this? A hot rod that isn't G1 hot rod. Oh, excitement!
Looks pretty.
He looks pretty G1 to me.
Yeah, he looks pretty G1 to me.
Up until when you look at his head.
True. True. His head's a bit disappointing. But I mean, I can look at that pretty much. I mean, look, there's flames on the chest, so it's clearly hot rod. and the yellow wings at the back. So it's like it's not really that much. It's not really that far off being a G1 hot rod.
It's a flat chest, so it's right on the masterpiece line.
Yeah. So what are thoughts on this design?
I think it's not bad for what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's looking pretty alright.
Yeah.
It's sort of a new updated. It's a new updated
giant
Generations line. Yeah.
He's just normal. He's not a headmaster. No, it's just got a weird
He'll
head.
be a headmaster.
Oh, he is a headmaster.
He'll
In that case, then I'm not too behind it then. Like, yeah.
I'm so surprised that there haven't been any third-party announcements of upgrade just normal heads that you can swap on there and leave on for transformation.
Or bodies.
Oh, give him time.
Yeah.
Bodies.
I think that's his headmaster, isn't it? Yeah, there you go.
They can just make
look,
headless bodies.
It's very clear that when this comes out from Takara, they'll have coloured the forward piece.
Yeah.
That should be yellow. If that was yellow, then it's hot rod, or Rodimus.
Yeah.
And that's a perfectly serviceable hot rod.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah.
That is a good alt mode.
This is not the only time we'll talk about hot rod tonight, so let's move on. This is, I believe, the triple changer G2 Optimus Prime that is simply built to be octane.
It's a mess. Oh, that's all right, but the plane is just a mess.
It looks like a Lego plane.
It's got two half trucks on the back of it.
Oh my god, this is...
how's that gonna fly?
No,
it doesn't.
No, look, John, Brad will attest to this. Brad will attest to this. If you split a truck engine in half, it becomes two plane engines.
Because they're really aerodynamic.
I wish I'd be able to go faster.
No, like if they just...
How about the robot mode?
Yeah, the robot mode I think reminds me of Power Master Optimus Prime, from the series. Like, it looks
He doesn't remind me of Power Master. He's just G2 Prime.
It's Pseudo Magnus with those shoulder pads.
He's in Armada, and he sort of looks like that, Is that what I'm thinking? Armada, and he's like Armada Prime, and he's got those shoulders like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was meaning, not Power Master Prime. And and for that, I don't mind it, but
let's just backtrack a little bit. Combiner Wars, Manosaur, not Manosaur. Oh shit.
My favourite combiner. Oh shit.
What's the truck? What's the truck?
Motor Master?
Motor Master looked great in Combiner Wars. Unfortunately, got the Prime repaint before it. Astro Train, Sentinel Prime.
You can't tell me this is a good octane though. It's like the
No. I'm getting there. Sentinel Prime, Octane. Love to see it as not Octane, Astro Train. Love to see it as Astro Train. Sentinel Prime. Then we got to. No, what's the next one?
Yeah.
What's the next one?
You're rambling.
Let's move on. Yeah.
Anyway, in the past, we got some good secondary modes. Oh no, that Megatron. That Megatron is Blitzwing. It would look great as Blitzwing. Shit as Megatron. All of a sudden, got this. It looks shit as both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Six shot.
Baby.
Get next.
I kind of don't care about six shot either.
I got no.
It's a decent six shot.
Hey, look, it's a submarine.
No, is that the submarine mode?
I think it is. Isn't it?
It's just a gun mode upside down, Brad.
Yeah.
Is that actually what it's meant to be? A submarine?
So they're not allowed.
They can't sell it as a gun.
Allowed to make six-shot a gun because of U.S. toy regulations. So they turn him upside down, and he's a submarine.
So that's okay. That's half of those are okay, but this is just the rest of it's just.
Can I just say, like, the bot mode, pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I
look
think
good.
he does looks like a good shot for.
A lot of people are making a mistake of comparing this to the Mastermind one. The thing is, that's a $150 figure. This is gonna.
Yeah.
This is just a
Detail
Hasbro
at the
piece.
wazoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even to
Detail at the
compare to the
wazoo.
Mastermind one, I think it's pretty close too. For when you put it into Hasbro grade and what they produce, I think they've done a pretty good job of it.
I would honestly say this works better as G1 Chick Shot than the Mastermind.
Shit shot.
Yeah.
Chick Shot.
Chic shot.
Plus, then
Shit
you've
shot.
got the other bloody bells, whistles, what's nots, and widgets to go with it. So
Let's move on. The next masterpiece that we're all going to buy is, of course, Masterpiece Cheetor MP34. It's funny to think that we're actually up to number 34 in the Masterpiece line now, isn't it? So he has gone up for pre-order in the States and locally here this week. He's he's 75 bucks US and he's about 80 bucks Australian at some places you can get him at. So yeah, there's a couple.
One place because there's some sort of a fail in the conversion there.
Yeah,
because that would say that the Aussie dollar's about 85, and we're nowhere near that.
Fair enough. I thought you said there were more pictures of Cheetor in this thread, but there's not. Anyway.
Lied to us, bro.
Anyway, there's plenty of pictures of Cheetor there. He's a very versatile masterpiece. He looks pretty good. I am not a Beast Wars fan, but I have Masterpiece Optimus Primal on order, and I'm gonna buy this guy as well because I can't have a missing number in my Masterpiece collection.
Same, and it is a pretty decent Cheetor. It's definitely the best Cheetor figure that exists now, coming out.
Even though it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, well, it exists. What do they take photos of?
Could be the CGI models, you never know. They might be better at this than Hasbro.
There's backdrops there, there's shadowing.
It's the kitchen bench. It's okay.
Even if you just put in display, just pick the mode of choice and display it.
I'm just going to leave mine sealed.
Well, that too.
Display the box.
Yeah. Just have the box the primal one, and that one just up on top of the details or something.
Fair enough. Let's move on now. It's been a few weeks since TFCon was held over in Canada, and they had a massive panel of third party figures and.
Yeah. We've been holding off on this.
Yeah, we've been holding off on this. We're going to skip through some of them and do some quick-fire thoughts on these guys. So this is A+ Toys. They've got some. We do apologise if you are listening to the audio version of this. It's going to be pretty shit for the next 5 minutes, maybe 10. This is their animated figures.
Anime constructed on Dirt Boss. Yeah.
That's in Dirt Boss, yes. Sorry, you may have to give us some names for these things as we go through them, Brad, please. Dirt Boss, fair enough. Not really an imperative purchase for me, but fair enough.
He looks very good. He looks very good looking at the animated stuff. So I'm glad that someone is looking at animated. Please do.
I just want to know how this thing transforms.
Please do a Mega Supreme, please.
Yeah. All right, let's go on. DNA Design is actually a company that's really. I feel like DNA's in their ascendancy. There's a lot of love for their add-on kits out there at the moment, and so this is one of those add-on kits. The DK01 Devastator upgrade kits. There's so many things in here. There's the new truck front end. There's articulated hands. There's missile launchers. There's new feet, I think those things are. Is that? Those things are feet, right? Yeah.
Their feet on their shoulder spaces, I think.
Brad
the arms so they can full.
I just said yuck.
That was with that cabin toe piece, whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. I think
and
when you put it
they've got
together,
a prow.
it looks better.
They've got a prow bit too, which
Yeah,
I'll re-emphasize. Yuck.
But if you look at the deconstructed set, the prowl thing is just a headpiece that clips onto him.
Yeah.
So it's like they haven't really cost you a lot of money for that prowl head that references those like 10 issues of Transformers from 4 years ago where Prowl was part of Devastator.
I got the perfect effect one, and I sold it for $25.
Yeah, see, they are the spacers for the arms. See,
Yeah,
and
right, yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's actually really cool. Like I've seen the articulation on it, and like in a video, and it's. I'll admit, if you were going to get a set, I think it's a good set to get.
I kind of want this now because so the third-party market over in the States is a little bit different than it is here. Like we tend to get a lot of things fairly close to release because individuals import and sell, and some of the companies import and sell as well. I feel like at TFCon, it's half a world away from the hotbed of third-party add-ons and stuff. So I feel like some of this stuff may still be new. We have seen pictures of this actually applied to one of the group's Devastators. So I'm quite interested in getting this set. I've got a Perfect Effect upgrade kit for my Devastator. I haven't applied it yet. You can see him sitting on the shelf behind me. He's plain old Devastator. I kind of would like to add this kit onto him.
What do you see here that makes you want to do that over the Perfect Effect one? Because I'm not seeing
the shoulder articulation.
Yeah, those arm spaces.
The Perfect Effect has that.
Not in the same way it doesn't.
No, he's basically giving them armpit joints.
See how his arm there, like that shot, but he's punching the ground there, like, you know, and it's full even turned forward and that, like that. You can't do that in anything else.
We'll see.
We will.
Okay, we will. DNA also has hands for Fortress Maximus. We don't really care that much about that. And this is their masterpiece, Bludgeon. Now, this guy is still looking fairly impressive, but probably not a figure that I'm going to get. Now, there was quite a bit of love for this guy last week. Talked about him on the podcast. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I love it. It's still the same photo.
Fantastic.
It's going to be the same photo because like all of the third parties just submitted the same photos that they already had out for this presentation.
But that shot of him crouching down though, like with the, you know, when he's got his knees bent down, like that, you know, I love it. Like
that's insane. The amount of articulation I can put into something like this packed with parts, it's just nuts.
There is the Digibash / Photoshop color simulation.
Yeah, see, that looks great, I think.
Honestly, I kind of want to pick this up just to see how the engineering works because it looks so interesting. You don't see how this would transform.
You can't do it.
Brad's busy fiddling with Devastator, making lots of noise on his microphone.
I don't know how to do it. I need to go back.
All right, let's keep going with the podcast then, shall we?
Well, his cripple stater. So
okay. Beelzeboss is a name that. Oh, sorry, Beelzeboss. This is a name that I've seen mentioned a few times, but I've never actually found the product for sale. Now, Trailblazer, or Trailbreaker, Trail Cutter, whatever. Whichever name he has this week, not Trailblazer. So Trailbreaker has the ability to make force fields, as well, of course, with his hands, but that's always been difficult to manifest in the toy until now with this kit that resembles the look of his force fields in the comics. And so it comes with a couple of stands and a couple of pieces that represent those force fields and gives you the concentration head for the figure as well. So I've seen this crop up over the last few years, but I've never actually seen it in a kit form, and so now I want to go out and buy this. So, I'm looking for that. Anyone else want a force field for their Trailbreaker?
I just want a force field in general. It's a pretty cool accessory.
Yeah, no, it is. That's quite right.
You use that for a lot of different things.
Look at that.
That's a cool effect.
Oh, he's got hand replacements as well. Most of it.
I don't think this will make a half bad AT field from Evangelion.
Yeah. You could definitely use that as them breaking through, yeah.
So Beelzeboss also has a briefcase for Brainstorm.
Untraceable pieces.
Yeah, briefcase for Brainstorm and some upgrades for Nightbeat to give him a more comic style look. I've got a 3D printed part to replace things in Nightbeat to give them a more comic style look to me, but this I think looks way better.
That's that briefcase, that Brainstorm holds or whatever. Like.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why they've packed it in with Nightbeat, but they have. They've also got an Iron Lady custom kit that has swords and a shield for the Combiner Hunters. So yeah, fair enough.
They're basically just the same thing.
They do look like the same thing as you get in Combiner Hunters, but maybe if you haven't got the Combiner Hunters set, you can get these pieces. They're actually pretty nice looking swords and weapons and stuff. They're just not very Transformers-y, are they?
No,
actually, that shield that shield's a big draw there, because one of the big issues of Chromia's toy is that she can take her her windscreen off in the comics and use that as a riot shield, but they couldn't do that on the toy. So now they fixed that up.
So they've just turned her into a parts former, and now everyone's happy.
Yeah, that big main sword, like you're so right, Jason. Like I got one of them, just that sword at a car boot sale in a box of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is a weird sword. Like it must be from like a Spawn figure or something, like and then just had it in a drawer, and then like a few weeks later, I saw a post on our group, and someone's like, oh, my Combiner Hunters and the big sword. And I was like, hang on.
I think it was originally Motormaster's sword, wasn't it?
I'm not sure who had it originally. I think Optimus Prime had Beast Hunters. Yeah. Optimus Prime came with.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, Beast Hunters Optimus Prime from Prime.
Cool.
So there's a few characters outfitted with the new weaponry. And look, Big Bad Toy Store has an exclusive on the exact same thing, coloured red and blue.
Yeah.
Which
care factor.
Which
party company makes them? They're Chromia, aren't they?
Yeah, that's Chromia.
Different versions of Chromia, and the white one, I'm not sure. The white one, I think, is a different character, but yeah. Or is it?
Is this what third party is that?
It's not. It's Hasbro.
Oh, that's like the product.
It's not Hasbro. It's Beelzebos.
No, the figures.
They're add-ons for the figures.
Yeah, so they do like Beelzebos does those figures as well. Yeah.
Beelzebos also does spiritual leadership that upgrades Combiner Wars Prime, I think it is. That upgrade actually looks pretty hot. Like they're masking a lot of shit aspects of that figure. So yeah, more power.
Titties.
We are 12. So yeah. I tell you what, that image on the right immediately sent me to eBay googling eBay and Grand Scourge. So I'm going to see if I can find one of those guys at a non-breaking the bank price point in the coming weeks.
Red titties.
Okay. So Beelzebos is also doing some kind of an upgrade for Combiner Wars Megatron, because doing upgrades for figures that have been out for a year is another thing. And look, they're upgrading their own figure. No need to disassemble during transforming. Fair enough.
That pink sword was what is it? Beast Tracker Prime from Roger Cook in the group.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not sure who that one is. Is that like a Nova Prime?
Yeah. Sort of. It's based. Yeah. I think they're building it over the what's its face?
Looks like Battlecore Prime.
Yeah, the white one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're building that over Battlecore Prime. Look, there's a point where I feel like an upgrade kit goes a little bit too far, but sure, whatever. Have fun with that. Okay, Bad Cube. Bad Cube. This is Bad Cube saying, "Hey, we make Sun Surge. You guys may have heard of him.
Mine comes in next week.
Good. The old Timer series guys. I think these have been out for a while here.
What happened to his head?
What, that?
No, a bit back one. Yeah, his head's broken off. That's all right.
Wow, not only that. Look at the hips. He's got some serious rust issues.
What is
the prototypes? The prototypes really are held together by blue tack.
Yeah.
So there's Brawn, Gears. I think there's a Beachcomber they're doing as well. Slick.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Perfect Effect. Does anyone actually need to go through Perfect Effect stuff? I mean, like, there's a
No.
there's a
I want
gun
the
for
sword.
Fort
That's all
Max.
I want.
They've got a couple figures.
That I'm interested in. Very interested.
It looks so weird. Cool. There's a couple of robots with star pilots. That's nice. Is Perfect Effect trying to do their own thing?
Is that
Who knows?
Okay, Pretenders?
Let's move on. Let's move on. We don't know. So we don't know. So we obviously don't care enough. Beast Gorilla. Oh, okay. I just realised what that is. Yeah, fair enough. It's all.
We got more of that later.
They're advertising one of the features as better build quality and complete transform. So
fair enough. It's probably because they've been known to add-on kits for so long. Yeah. So isn't this the Optimal Optimus we've been seeing a bit of lately?
Yes.
One of them.
Yeah.
No, this is the one we've been seeing. We've got a new one coming up.
This is the one that people are actually going to want.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that might change later on.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there.
Cool. There's enough photos.
That's such a gumpy face.
It reminds me of the Headmaster in Animated.
Yeah. My name is Prime. I didn't fly. Alright, what have we got next?
Harambe's Revenge.
DX9. We've got Gewalt, who... this guy's already out, isn't he?
Yeah, I've got him here.
There we go.
From all accounts, the best of the Blitzwings to date?
The only of the Blitzwings to date, isn't he? So he's the leader in a field of one.
The KFC one's not it yet?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Some good accounts there. You can replace the face. Get that.
I was about to go. Mine didn't come with 10 cards, but it was ID card.
ID cards, yeah.
10 cards. I was like, mine didn't go with 10.
Yeah. So this one's quite interesting. It does appear to be the year of third-party Megatrons. Now,
it does.
The last time this happened en masse, like everyone's got a Megatron now. Last time this happened en masse, Takara released their own. So it was sort of like everyone was trying to get their figures before Takara did. So DX9 has their own Mitron. He doesn't look like he's as big as Tyrant and Carrie, does he?
I was about to say, is this a Legends figure? Because I was going to say, that does not look like it's going to be big.
I reckon he's more like Deluxe or Voyager scale, really.
He's in scale with he's in scale with Legends, so he'll be a bit bigger than most of them.
Yeah, just looking at the looking at the sort of engineering in it, there's no way this is above Deluxe.
No, DX9's War in Pocket version of RC. I believe this is Leah.
She's out. I've got her right here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
you've got him there too, with his leg apart.
He's got him in pieces.
Yep. Oh no, I fixed her leg while I was talking.
Oh, good.
I think they're great little Legend figures,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some of them, yeah. I feel like some of them are quite limited though.
Oh look, the thing with this twofold, right, is that he's. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, Brad needs a bucket.
Bucket
So we are looking at unique toys. They're Sandstorm that no one really likes very much. Although I gotta say, like, I can see why people don't like it, but I can also I can see the character in there, and it's got that same issue that I had with Unique Toys buzzing, where he's just got this sort of large flat piece that makes up the chest, and it just sort of hung some pieces off it. But
and looks like he's wearing like a lifeguard, like a blow-up belt around his waist or something, like a life jacket.
Yeah.
He's got
I've got no issue. I've got no issue with this spot at all.
Good. Let's move on.
Nice as...
Here we go. Here we go. This is the next. Is this Weird Wolf or whatever?
Yeah,
Werewolf.
it's a little
It's-
version, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
they are little.
Barcelona
Yeah.
Olympics 1984.
They're headmasters as well. There's a chrome dome there. I'm probably going to get that chrome dome. Let's be honest.
I just have a weird fascination, funnily enough, with Weird Wolf. Like, I just like him.
Do you need to see him again? There you go.
Yeah, like, it's just a good character.
Do you
Like,
need
I'm
a
probably
moment?
going to buy the Titans Returns one as well. I don't
Why's
know.
he got a cockpit?
Who cares?
Doesn't-
This is a
Headmaster
headmaster.
Just roll with it, man.
Mhm.
No.
I'll probably get the
I'm-
chrome dome.
If a local seller
here we go.
gets those,
Planet X. Planet X. Can anyone tell me how Planet X names their combiners? Because Hephaestus. It certainly rolls off the tongue. Hephaestus.
hepatitis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, it sounds like something you don't want.
Hepatitis.
Still,
Asclepius. Okay, so this is one of the Planet X's combiners. Yeah.
Horrible.
Anyone got thoughts? John, you don't like?
Dinosaurs just shouldn't combine.
This is
It's not a combiner.
He's not actually a combiner. This guy, I think, is he?
He just
Nice.
looks a lot like the Hasbro version, really. Like,
He does. He might just be like oversized or downsized or something.
He's he's bigger with more articulation.
Fair enough.
I just prefer my Grimlock G1. They did a good job then. Like, I don't have nothing against that. Like, but just,
Does everyone remember when Perceptor became scary?
I remember the prototype shop.
Mm-hmm. Perceptor is scary. Look at all those guns.
I'm
So I think
concerned about this.
is this the fall of Cybertron Perceptor?
I think Brad's frozen.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what's up with Brad. Brad might come back eventually. We'll see. That's a nice shot with the sniper scope and everything. That's pretty decent. Like that.
I do like that. I do like. Oh, Brad's gone.
Brad's gone. That's okay.
I do like the tank. like, even though it's not, I don't know the universe that he's coming from, but it's a cool tank when he's a tank.
there you are.
Yeah. So I do, like the thought of it. He's pretty beefy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, no,
So I'm pretty sure this is the fall of Cybertron Perceptor made into a thing. And so this guy is also he's the fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime writ large as well, because I think they only made this guy available as a deluxe. So yeah, so they've made him alongside that. Alongside that's the actual fall of Cybertron Grimlock, I think. I'm not sure.
No, that's their original FOC Grimlock.
Now this
So-
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, no. So these look interesting. The fall of Cybertron Seekers. Is it multiple Seekers or is it just the one? Is it probably just going to be Starscream, or will it be all the
Seeker.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
So
you
these
can-
are larger versions of the deluxe Fall of Cybertron jets. They do look pretty nice. They're kind of messy. They look a bit kibbly there, but
Yeah, the robot looks a lot more. The robot looks a lot nicer than that plane. See that I like. That looks really good.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to
And the
say, those
plane-
hips aren't looking too crash hot. They're just really far apart.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
more a design of the robot, I think.
That's the design of these guys, though.
But even in the game, they were, it wasn't that far. At least I don't remember it being that.
Yeah, but in the game, they
And if
don't
it
really
was,
have to
then
stand.
I wouldn't complain about them taking some creative liberties and just making
Yeah,
it
no
look normal.
Let's move on. That's not the same thing? What is
I
that?
don't know what that is, but
Is that actually an insect?
Triptychon. That's Triptychon.
No. What?
It's his alt mode.
Okay.
Keep
That's
flicking
kind of
through.
weird. Where's the rest of him come from?
yeah, it was like it showed like.
So
the arms
apparently this is going to come in 2 sets. So you see the first.
You have to buy both pieces, right? Yeah, fuck it. Let's move on.
So you see there's that thing that looks like a little scorpion,
Mhm.
and then there's the one that looks like a plane.
Yeah.
They combine together and make that big first sort of space station one that you see, and then that can transform into Triptychon.
They combine to make a giant hole in your wallet.
Yeah.
Iron Factory, the masters of the tiny bots at the moment. I think I've got. Oh, okay. Max's phone just fell over.
Brad
So
message
Iron Factory has been making these little Legends scale guys for quite a while now, and they're getting much better at it. And they've decided to tackle the Dinobots as an entire set. Now, these guys are not straight up Gen 1 Dinobots. Like there are some interesting changes to some of their designs. I think they look a little bit more armored up than they otherwise would. But stylistically, they all hold together quite well. Like I think they make a nice looking set. So yeah. Any thoughts? Anyone going to get this set?
Nah. But I do like that it's in
basically, I feel like they could do a really.
But I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, I've got no idea why they went for War Within design, because honestly, it's Iron Factory. They could have done a perfectly good G1 Dinobot set.
Yeah, but other people have done that already. Like Just Toys has done G1 Dinobots already.
Yeah, but those are just sort of tiny knockoffs.
Yeah, but like at least these are like their own designs and stuff. So I applaud them for that. I'll probably pick up this set actually. I think I do quite like the look of them just sitting together like that. Yeah.
I like Grimlock as a vehicle, like that chunky vehicle. I don't like it enough.
Is John still here?
Sorry.
Is who still here?
You.
I'm here.
Have we lost John and Brad?
No, we've only.
Okay,
lost
I'm really confused.
I think when Max's phone fell over, he might have lost John as well. You've fallen out the side of his phone, John.
Can you not hear me, Max?
Okay. Yep. I can't hear or see John.
All right.